My first sea journey. Before I begin my story, I will tell you a little about myself. I was born in the year of 1632 in the city of York in northern England. My father was German, but he came to live and work in England. Soon after that, he married my mother, who was English. Her family name was Robinson, so I was born. They called me Robinson after her. My father did well business and did good school. He wanted me to get a little job and quiet couple life, but I didn't want that. I was adventure and exciting life. I want to be a sailor and go to sea, I told my mother and my father. They were very unhappy about it. Please don't go, my father said. You won't be happy, you know. Sailors have difficult and dangerous life. And because I love him and he was angry, I tried to not forget about the sea. But I couldn't forget. And about a year later, I saw a friend in town. His father had a ship, and my friend said to me, "We're sailing to London tomorrow. Why did you come with us?" And so, on Sunday the 1st, 1651, I went to Hull. And the next day, I sailed for London. But a few days later, there was a strong wind. The sea was rough and dangerous, and the ship went up and down, up and down. I was very ill and very afraid. "Oh, I don't want to die," I cried. "I want to live. If I live, I go home and never go to sea again." The next day, the wind dropped and the sea was quiet and beautiful again. "Well, Bob," my friend laughed, "how do you feel now? The wind wasn't too bad." "What?" I cried. "It was a terrible storm." "Oh, that wasn't a storm," my friend answered. "Just a little wind. Forget it. Come and have a drink." After a few drinks with my friend, I feel better and forgot about the danger and decided not to go home. I didn't want my friends and family to laugh at me. I stayed in London for some time, but I still want to go to sea. So when the company or sea captain to be on ship a journey in Africa, I agreed. So I went to sea for the second time. It was a good ship and everywhere were first. I was very ill again. And then we were at the island. A Turkish pirate ship came after us. There were famous thieves and seas at the time. There was a long, hard fight, but when it finished, we and the ship were prisoners. A Turkish captain and his men took us to Salih in Morocco. They want to sell us as slaves in the market there, but in the end, the Turkish captain decided to keep me for himself and took me free life. This was a sudden and terrible change in my life. I was now slave of the Turkish captain was my master. Chapter 2. Down the coast of Africa. For 2 long years, I lived a life of slaves. I worked hard in the life. I worked in the house and garden of every day. The house and the garden. I wanted to escape, but it was never possible. I thought it would be about day and night. My master liked to go fishing in a little boat, and he always took me with him. A man called Molly and a young boy named Zori also went with us. One day, my master said to us, "Some of my friends like to go fishing tomorrow. Get a little boat ready." So we put a lot of food and drinks on the boat, and the next morning wait for my master and his friends. But when my master arrived, he was alone. "My friends don't want to go fishing today," he said, "but you go with Molly and Zuri and could get some fish for our supper tonight." "Yes, master," I said quietly, but inside I was excited. "Perhaps now I can escape," I said to myself. My master went back to his friends, and we took the boat out to sea. First take fish quietly and moved carefully behind Molly and knocked him into water. "Swim!" I cried. "Swim to the shore!" master liked to shoot seabirds, and so we have guns on the boat. Quickly, I took one of these guns. Merle was swimming up to the boat, and I shouted to him, "Go back to the shore! You could swim there. It's not too far. I won't hurt you, but if you come near the boat, I'll shoot you through the head." And Merle turned and swam back to the shore as quickly as he could. Then I said to Zuri, if you help me, I'll be a good friend with you. If you don't help me, I'll push you into the sea too." But Zuri wasn't happy to help me. "I go all over with you, he cried. I wanted to sail the Canary Islands, but you were afraid to go too far from shore. It only is a small boat, and so we sailed on south for some days. We have little water, and it was dangerous country here, with many wild animals. We were afraid, but we often had to go on shore to get more water. Once, I used a gun to shoot a wild animal. I don't know what animal it was, but it made a good meal. For about 10 or 12 days, we sailed on south down the coast of Africa. Then, one day, we saw some portion wild people who did not friendly. By now, we have a little food, and we really need help. We were afraid, but had to go on the shore. At first, our father understood. Perhaps white people never visit coast. We did not speak their language, of course, so used our hand and face to show they were hungry. They came with food, but they moved away quickly. They carried their food to our boat and watched us. I tried to thank them, but I have nothing to give them. Just then, two big wild cats came down the shore from the mountains. They were loyal. The people were afraid of these wild cats, and the woman cried out. Quickly, I took this gun and shot one of the animals. The second wildcat went up into the mountain. Guns were new to the African people, and they were afraid of loud noise and the smoke. But they were happy about the dead wildcat. I give them meat of the dead animal, and they give us more food and water. We now 11 lots of water, and we sailed on. 11 days later, we came near to Cape Verde Islands. We could see them, but you couldn't get near them because there's no wind. We waited. Suddenly, Zuri called to me, "Look, a ship!" He was right. We called and shouted and sailed our little boat as fast as we could. But the ship did not see us. Then I remembered the guns would make a lot of smoke. A few minutes later, the ship saw us and turned. When we were on the ship, the Portuguese captain listened to my story. He was going to Brazil and agreed to help me. "No," but he nothing. "No," he said. When trying to pay him. "Perhaps one day someone will help me when I need it." But he gave me money for the boat and for jewelry too. But at first, I didn't want to sell jewelry at the place after our dangerous adventures together. But Zuri was happy to go to captain, and the captain was a good man. In 10 years' time, he said, Zuri can go free. When we arrived in Brazil for 2 weeks later, I said goodbye to captain, and Zuri left the ship and began to have a new life.